Okay, y'all, so before we get into the video, and it's a great one today, so I hope you keep watching, I have something that I want to use my platform for. I have a very small platform, but I wanted to at least try. My best friend since 6th grade, we've been friends for 17 years. She's just the most amazing woman. Her name is Emilee. Now, Emilee in the last 10 years has lost 3 of her siblings, and it's just been a really, really rough ride for Emilee. Last week, Emilee got word that her sister's name was Kim, died in a car accident. And this is her 3rd sibling in 9.5 years, in a decade to lose. So there is a GoFundMe page that's been set up to help bring Kim back. She lived out of state, and then also help pay for the funeral arrangements. So they don't have much, and anything helps. And so I never have come on my channel asking for money. None of this is for me. I'm not raising any money, nothing sponsored. I'm not even monetized. I have a very small following. So, but for the 300 and so odd subscribers that I do have, I just want to compel you that if you ever feel like donating to a cause, this would go directly to my friend Emilee to help pay for her sister's funeral. You don't have Hey y'all! Welcome back to Biblically Blonde. Me and I guess my cat America have decided that, oh no, you don't want to be on film? Okay. This video, we're doing something kind of different. What I learned from the Hasidic Jewish series that Peter Santenello, I think that's how you pronounce his name, did on his channel. So if you want to learn kind of what I learned and took away from his series on Hasidic Jews, then keep watching. Okay, so intro aside, you're probably thinking, what the heck is this video? And I'm also, in a way, thinking this. So around last week, I always watch YouTube videos kind of right before I go to bed. Anyway, so I typically watch like random videos right before I go to bed, and I don't know how I was recommended this channel. I've never heard of Peter Santenello before, and I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing his name. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I never heard of him before. I wasn't a subscriber, nothing like that. And I don't know, the algorithm just like blessed me with this video series. I remember one evening I went home and I was telling my husband about this series, and he was like, you know, you should do a video, because I just kept talking to him so much about like all these different things that I was implementing into my faith and things that I took away from this series. So I am a Christian woman. That's what my series is about. I would say the majority of my subscribers are Christian women or just Christians in general. I know some Christian men follow me. And so that's what I am. And obviously this is a video about Hasidic Jews. They are not Christians. This video is not at all about the differences between us. It is not about what they believe versus what I believe. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I think if you're watching this, you're quite aware of the fact that we do believe in 2 different ideologies. We're just 2 different religions. I mean, that's the basic, most simple, biblically blonde way of putting it. And so this video is not about that. What it is about, however, is looking into this religion, the Jewish religion, specifically Orthodox Hasidic Jews, and seeing what they believe, and maybe taking away a few things that we can apply it in our Christian life, because we do not get Christianity without Judaism. And that's just a simple fact. When you read the Old Testament and you're a student of the Old Testament, yes, we believe in the New. Yes, as a Christian woman, my faith and salvation rest in Jesus Christ. But the fact of the matter is, Jesus was a Jew, and we do not get Christianity without Judaism. So there is something to be learned. There's some takeaways that we can grow in our faith by watching these people and learning from them. And that's what I want to share today. Peter Santenello, so he's interviewing this guy named Shlomey, who's just so cool. I loved every time he was on the screen. He just seemed like such a cool guy. And as Shlomey introduces him to like a lot of people in the community, and they go to one of his friend's house who has like a son. I'm assuming his son's like maybe 12 or 13. Maybe even younger, but the way he speaks is so eloquent. And you know, multiple times throughout this series when they're talking, he just talks about how God is good, how everything that comes from God is good, even the bad is somehow made good. And I think that we could have more of that in my life and just in Christian society in general.
Life. Tell me about your neighborhood. Do you like it? Is it cool?
Like, I see God's world. It's very good.
God's world is very good.
Everything, like the sun is shining, wow. Everything you have to thank God. Not like, oh, the sun is shining, whoa, every day. No, wow, the sun is shining. And every tiny thing you have to thank God, wow. If not, you'll be sad.
Right.
If you see everything, wow, you will be
So you
happy.
wake up every day, you're happy about the sun, you're happy about the sky.
The second takeaway that I took from this series is the importance of family and holidays. Now, one of the videos that Peter did was kind of going into a Shabbos dinner, which is the dinner that they have before the Sabbath. And I just was so blown away seeing the Sabbath dinner and seeing this holiday and everything that it was about. Just really reminded me like how much I don't really emphasize holidays in my in my Christian upbringing and in my day-to-day life here. Literally every 6 days they stop everything and they have their Sabbath and they like start it with this amazing family dinner. That is amazing. I know for me, I try to observe, my Sunday church day, but like, what is that, right? So we say that we have church on Sunday, so that's our rest day, but are we really resting? No, we're not. As soon as church is over, we go out to eat, and then we come home, we mow the lawn, we, are going, and is it really a rest day? Maybe we don't have work to go to, but we're certainly not resting. Everything stops for them. There are no excuses. From the time that the Sabbath starts to the time it ends, for Shabbos dinner and so forth, that is it. They don't even turn off lights. I mean, they don't talk about it. They don't talk about work. They don't talk about what they have to do next week. They just rest. And that is so inspiring. I think that we need that, and that really needs to come back. The observance of the Sabbath and how important that is it's just really lacking in modern Christian culture today. The third takeaway that I got was that women are good at being women.
And we grow up understanding our role as a beautiful, beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. And we're not feeling a need to show that we're guys. We're not. It's okay.
Right.
And, so I feel like if there's one thing that the world can learn from the Hasidic women is their comfort in their skin, just being women and doing their God-given role, which is natural. Yes, there are women that could be businessmen. Yes, there are women that can even do plumbing. I do plumbing in my house. Mm-hmm. I change light bulbs. It's not about that. It's not like we're stuck on making sure we do only women's jobs. It's not about that. But we're so comfortable and so happy to be women.
So my fourth takeaway is how amazingly happy and content these people were. And I think for sure we could use a little bit more happiness and contentment in modern Christian culture.
No smartphones because you have speaking to God, not with smartphones. In a siddur, in a Jewish book.
Right.
So not with a phone. You're not speaking to God with a phone, with your mouth.
So you have the sky to look at, the clouds to look at, the environment, the world, right?
You're not busy with your phone when you speak to God. Like you go to the president and you're busy with your phone.
Right. Thinking everything in life is meant to be.
Everything. But what's happening is good. Sometimes I can see the good. Wow, I have the story. But sometimes I don't see the good, but I know it's good.
Right.
So like let's say someone, he wanted to catch the plane and he missed it. And then he sees that's the 9/11 plane that crashed into the Twin Towers.
Right. The best thing you could have done was miss the plane.
Then he says, wow. Then he understands you see what happened? So
cool.
Sometimes you don't see it.
Thank you.
So then my fifth takeaway was the importance of intimacy and relationships and the value in kind of a gender identity. Now, this kind of goes along with the third point I made about women being good at being women, but it's a little bit different. And I'll kind of expand. So in the series, in multiple videos, I can't just put one little video down, but they talk a lot about how they keep the genders separate, and they do this on purpose. And when we look at the Old Testament scriptures, we see God's design for this. This was supposed to be, because if you intermingle too much, bad things happen. And that's just a fact. I mean, we see this in Christian culture. Affairs happen within the church. It happens within neighborhoods and families. And that's because they're just intermingled too much. Now, I'm not saying that we all need to be separate and go to the extremes that maybe they do in their culture, but there's something to be learned from that. I really loved this filmmaker woman. I think her name is Malti. I think that's it. And she says how she makes films, but her films are for women and girls only.
This one, my first movie, my second one, my third one, my fourth one.
So you've done 5 now.
Yeah, so all these are created by women for women. And it'll say on it, if you look close, for women and girls. Do you want to get close?
Okay. So
You see, it says for women and girls.
Men cannot buy this.
Well,
one of these.
Well, there's no policeman standing
Right.
here and saying that if they can or can't. But they, you know, we do our part to make sure that men shouldn't see it, and it only gets sold in stores where people are religious and we trust that only women are going to buy it.
Great.
Let's say, for example, they make this video of them dancing and singing and praising God and worship, and in that, some man views it on YouTube and takes it and perverts it in some way. Well, because of the fact that these are only sold in Jewish stores, they're eliminating 90% of the probability of that happening. And I really love that. Now, I make videos on YouTube, and I know that anyone can view them and anyone will view them, and that's just something that I have to be comfortable with. However, I'd be lying if I said that I would talk about various things if I knew that the audience would be the audience that I wanted it to be. I teach to women, and I love how in their society, it's very plain and simple, how there is no kind of like blurred lines here. You know, even when Peter meets this lady, they don't shake hands because there is no touching between males and females. Now, I'm fine with shaking hands. I don't think that in Christian society we should not shake someone's hand. But it's just this idea of there's very firm boundaries, and I think that in Christian culture that's missing. These boundaries are very much so missing. We don't have to take all of it. We don't have to go to the complete extreme, but if we just took some of it and applied it to this kind of modern Christianity, I think it would do amazing things for our marriages, for our sexual integrity as men and women, and I think it would just make us more whole in that regard. And I just really have nothing but respect for Peter. I've never met him, but for making this series, and from what I've seen, it was really amazing. And for everyone who wanted to be a part of it, as a Christian woman, I just want to say thank you. All right, y'all. I'll be back next time, so don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more Biblically Blondes here on my channel. I do Bible studies, Bible guides. I talk about wholehearted living for Christian women, so we do a variety of topics. If you want to see more of that, then please subscribe, like, and I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.